So guys, the first topic of discussion here I want to talk about none other than the Game Awards. So the Game Awards, guys, overall have become bigger and bigger each and every year that they've been doing it. And I will say this, the Game Awards, guys, are starting to really feel more and more like an official show that and something that people are starting to take a lot more seriously than people used to, back a couple of years ago. Well, that being said, guys, the Game Awards 2019, I want to talk about it because obviously, guys, the Game Awards happened a little while ago. We're already in 2020, but that being said, I wanted to talk about it. Haven't talked about it here on the YouTube channel, so I want to talk about the 2019 Game Awards, give you guys some of my talk or some of my opinions on the things, the show, so on and so forth. So we're going to go through this thing, guys. One of the biggest snubs, in my opinion, at the Game Awards was Death Stranding not winning Game of the Year. And I'll give you some of my reasoning why I believe that it should have won. But let's start off here, guys. If you're listening to this like on the road or something, we're just going to kind of go through, for the most part, each of the different categories, the winners of each category, kind of tell you what I think about each of the winners. A lot of them I think they got right. Some of them, though, I do think they got wrong. And I think the biggest one, guys, for the Game Awards, the biggest award given is Game of the Year, at least in my opinion, which, of course, you had a good amount of games on here, right? But I'm going to say the game that won was Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. And in my personal opinion, guys, Sekiro did not deserve to win Game of the Year. Even though I haven't beaten the game myself, playing it, it's a pretty good, it's pretty fun, right? It's a good game overall. I just don't believe, in my opinion, that it deserved to beat Death Stranding. I look at all the other games here. You look at Control, you got Resident Evil 2, which of course was a remake, which for whatever reason, I don't know why that got nominated for Game of the Year. I don't think that should be permitted. A game that's been remastered or remade, I don't think it should be. It shouldn't qualify to be a Game of the Year because it came out years ago. That being said, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, of course, that was a game that should be nominated, and then The Outer Worlds as well. Here's the thing, though, guys. In my opinion, this lineup, this isn't like a lineup where you've got something like Breath of the Wild, right? Or, God of War, some of these other games that would be going up against Death Stranding. I feel like these are all strong titles, right? But I feel like the clear winner should have been Death Stranding, even though it had a lot of mixed reviews and such. Just the chance that Kojima and Sony took with this IP, I feel like they took a lot of risks, but they also just made a beautiful world, very good story, very good direction. And Death Stranding, as we'll go through this, a lot of the categories they won. So usually if you watch the Oscars, which of course is the Academy Awards, or you watch any normal show that has, like any award show, for the most part, the game or the movie that wins the most awards, generally speaking, is going to win the biggest award, which is, in this instance, the Game of the Year. And when it comes to movies, Best Picture, so on and so forth. So I really feel that Death Stranding deserved it. I feel it got completely snubbed to Sekiro. I don't think Sekiro deserved it. I actually think that Control or even Super Mario Ultimate deserved it over Sekiro. And that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear that, your guys' take on that in the comment section below. Okay, as far as action game is concerned, this is another one that I felt, I feel that Devil May Cry 5, sure, I believe that it definitely was, as far as action is concerned, I think it was good, right? I thought it was, it was fun, but I just don't know if it deserved it over Apex Legends, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Gears 5. It deserved it over Metro Exodus as well as Astral Chain, but over Apex, Call of Duty, and Gears of War, I just don't see how Devil May Cry 5 won. I don't know, like I said, I know a lot of times they say that we as the people are like voting on these things, but I just don't, I really have a hard time believing that many people voted for Devil May Cry 5 to actually beat out those three juggernaut of games. I don't really see it. Even though I think Devil May Cry was a great game, I don't think that it should have won Action Game of the Year over Apex, COD, or Gears. Action Adventure Game, this was, another one where I can see Sekiro maybe winning this one over Death Stranding. It beat Death Stranding in the action adventure. I just don't think it should have won Game of the Year. I can accept it winning, action adventure game, even though I still think that Death Stranding got significantly snubbed here. Even Borderlands 3 I thought was, technically better than Sekiro. I mean, it's my opinion, guys. I'm not saying that Sekiro was a bad game by any stretch. I just don't think it was as good as, as it winning some of these categories. I just don't think it was as good as what they're saying it was. As far as art direction is concerned, Control won. Another one where, that could have gone either way with Death Stranding or Control. I think Death Stranding definitely could have been there, but I think that the art direction for Control was pretty good. I think that was well deserved. And then audio design, Call of Duty Modern Warfare beat out Death Stranding as well as Control and Gears 5. Very interesting. I would say, though, that Gears did have incredible sound when it comes to the weaponry that you use, the different guns you use in the game. It sounds so realistic. So I think that it definitely deserved the audio design award. As far as community support goes, I don't think that Destiny 2 should have won, but maybe I just don't play enough of it or really see as far as the community support is concerned. I personally think that Fortnite or Apex Legends should have won the community support award. Apex and Fortnite consistently updating, even though the community, a lot of those communities think that they're doing things wrong, whether that be Fortnite or Apex. I still think that the support was certainly with one of those games. I think Fortnite should have probably won that. As far as Content Creator of the Year, can't disagree with Shroud winning, beating out all of these other creators, even though Courage I thought was going to win. Dr. Lupo is great as well. Ewok, and then, of course, you've got Greg. But I got to say Shroud certainly deserved this award. Esports Coach of the Year, not going to really talk much about this, but the Astralis CSGO coach won. Zonic, I think that was well-deserved as well. As far as esports event, you can't really beat the League of Legends World Championship of 2019, and there's really no debate whatsoever about it. I would say that the only other one, I thought IEM Katowice 2019 was fantastic. The Fortnite World Cup was cool as well, but I just thought that the event wasn't as epic or as exciting as that of the League of Legends World Championship. So Worlds won. I thought that was definitely, certainly should have won. Esports Game of the Year, guys. League of Legends winning it. This is no surprise. I mean, really. I mean, I thought that Dota 2, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, and Overwatch, I thought all of those, pretty much any of them could have obviously taken it, but I thought League of Legends once again just owns it when it comes to the esports side of things. As far as esports host is concerned, I don't really like most of these hosts other than I of course know Red Eye, I know Golden Boy, but some of these I'm not terribly familiar with. So the girl who won, Ify Deporteri, or Jokes, I guess is her name. I'm not sure exactly how I pronounce her name. She won. I don't even know what game it is that she's a host for. If she's just a host for a number of different esports events, but she won. And then Booga won as far as esports player. I mean, the only reason why he won was obviously because of the Fortnite World Cup. I thought that Faker, I certainly if SK Telecom would have won the Worlds, I think that he would have won. But either way, you got Simple as well as Sinatra. So these were all very, very good choices. I think Booga probably deserved it though because, obviously because he won the World Cup. As far as esports team is concerned, this is a really interesting one. I would say that there's some big snubs here as well. G2 Esports winning the League of Legends, or winning the esports team of, esports team. I just don't see how. How are they the team of the year? I don't know. I disagree with that. I thought Astralis, but I really felt like the San Francisco Shock should have won this. I mean, come on now. Even Team Liquid, I just don't think G2 deserved to win it, even though they made it very far at Worlds. I just don't, I'm not sure how I feel like it was a significant snub to the San Francisco Shock. I thought the Shock deserved to win that one. Or even OG. OG really with Dota 2. As far as family game goes, I'm not really going to disagree with this. Luigi's Mansion 3 won. I mean, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate could have easily won that one, but they chose Luigi's Mansion, which I thought was a good decision nonetheless. As far as fighting game is concerned, you had Dead or Alive 6. You had Mortal Kombat 11. I would have loved to see Mortal Kombat 11 win, but of course, it's not going to beat out Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There's just no question about that. As far as indie games go, not really going to get into this just because, guys, I have not played any of these. I haven't even played the Outer Wilds, but nonetheless, that's that. And then you have Game Direction, which was Death Stranding, which I thought definitely this was the one award I felt that, yeah, if Kojima didn't win this, I would have been absolutely shocked if it would have gone to like Sekiro or Control or one of these other games. So Death Stranding did win that one. And then Games for Impact, Gris won, which I thought Life is Strange was going to win, but Gris won, and I haven't played that either. So there you have it. Once again, independent game, I'm not going to get into that. Mobile game, Call of Duty Mobile won, which I think it was very well deserved that Call of Duty Mobile won. It's a great mobile game, very exciting, very fun, and, you know, free to play, pretty big. As far as multiplayer goes, this was interesting as well. You had Apex Legends winning this one, which I thought was very interesting, even though I was kind of taken aback a little bit because I thought COD was going to win this. I don't think that the Tom Clancy's The Division 2 should have been in this conversation, but it was. I thought that maybe, you know, Fortnite would be making the multiplayer game. I don't know. Tetris 99 was also kind of a surprise as well. But I thought, yeah, it really came down to Apex or Call of Duty, and I agree with Apex winning it. I mean, even though it could have gone either way. As far as narrative's concerned, another snub for Death Stranding. I feel like Death Stranding, because of the mixed reviews, this is what made it not win as many of these awards. I mean, when you look at the competition, guys, I'm not saying Death Stranding on any given year would win. I'm just saying that this year in particular, when you had all these games, some of them were really good, but I just don't think it was as strong of a year for games as it's been, you know, in some of the years past, like with God of War, with, you know, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, you know, some of these other games. I just don't think that some of these games should have beaten out Death Stranding for what Death Stranding was. I just think that there's a real, a lot of hate towards Death Stranding because it's just a different kind of take on things. I thought Death Stranding should have won a lot more of these awards. So I think the biggest snub of the Game Awards, in my opinion, was Death Stranding. I'm glad they at least got the Game Direction. Ongoing game. Fortnite won this. I don't think there's any question there. The only other game that probably would have got this, maybe Rainbow Six Siege, but I think it would have come down. It probably came down to either Apex or Fortnite. The thing about the ongoing game, Final Fantasy, I mean, they're on, what are they on now? I mean, they're on Final Fantasy like 14 now. So, I mean, you know, that's a very long ongoing game. I think that the one snub of this was definitely Call of Duty because it's been ongoing for so long. I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know how Call of Duty did not get nominated for this, but I do think Fortnite deserved to win it. Either Fortnite or Apex. Probably Fortnite, though. As far as performance, Mads Mikkelsen won. I probably would have given, personally, I would have given it to probably Laura Bailey for Kate Diaz in Gears 5, or, of course, Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus probably should have won this, but I'm glad to see somebody else from Death Stranding won it because Mads Mikkelsen did an absolutely incredible job. But Laura Bailey definitely deserved it. I thought this was a stacked ordeal because even Jesse Faden from Control, Courtney Hope from Control, I think she could have easily won as well. As far as role-playing game is concerned, Disco Elysium won this one as well. As far as that's concerned, I don't think there's really any, necessarily, maybe Final Fantasy like 14 maybe could have won it, but I think that Disco Elysium deserved it. Score and music, there's no question Death Stranding deserved this one, and they did win it. They beat out, I'd say the other games, probably Devil May Cry 5 had a pretty cool soundtrack. So overall, though, I would say Death Stranding definitely deserved that one. As far as sports racing games, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, I never played that. I would have liked to see like something like F1 2019. Would have loved to see that be the winner. But that's not what happened. Other than that, strategy games, guys, have been, on an all-time low pretty much as of late, just because, of course, I've been talking about this for forever. StarCraft 3 needs to be announced because it would give this obviously the strategy game genre here a real boost. But you have like Age of Wonders, Planetfall. You had Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is what won. I don't really know if I agree with that, to be honest with you guys. I feel like Total War Three Kingdoms should have won this. Even Age of Wonders, Planetfall, but Fire Emblem Three Houses, I think, I think that it deserved to be on here, right? So any one of these could have won. VR and AR, Beat Saber won this. I have never played that game. As far as, No Man's Sky, I thought was probably going to win this, but it did not. And other than that, guys, that's pretty much all of the awards. So to me, guys, what I really take away from this was that overall, the Game Awards were great. I think they're getting better and better each and every year. But I got to say this. Death Stranding was snubbed, period, at this. Because when you look at, we'll go all the way back up, I'll go back up to the top here of this list. Game of the Year, it really started there. To sit here and tell me Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, deserved to win more than that of Death Stranding is ludicrous. Sekiro was great. But the fact of the matter is, guys, is Death Stranding deserved to win with the other choices that were on this list. It deserved it. I think that it was a significant snub, one of the biggest snubs I've seen in recent memory at the Game Awards. And I think it was just because of, people just, there was such, backlash to certain aspects of the game that people just didn't like. But I really think it was wrong that it did not get, that it didn't win more awards. And I know it won a couple, but still, I think it deserved a lot more, and I think Sekiro was exceeding significantly what I ever thought it was going to. But that being said, guys, I want to hear from all of you. What do you guys think about the Game Awards? Like, what do you think of the production value of it? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think of the winners?